Okay, so I think for my videos today, I just want to get busy, find something doing all through the video. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Aprillaughtv OluwaSeunNla, and this is sharing my story with Esther. So guys, I'm really saying thank you so much for watching my last video. I'm so excited. Thank you guys. So something just came to my mind recently that I've been thinking about. Okay, so for the longest of time, okay, let me drop this so I can focus. For the longest of years, I've always considered myself a very, very unlucky human being. And if I say unlucky, yes, the word unlucky, I'll try not to get emotional, because honestly it can be quite emotional for me. Like for a very long time, I thought I was an unlucky human being. At some point I used to say that God doesn't love me. I used to say that God doesn't even just look at my side for the longest of time. So as you guys know, I always say it, I've said it a couple of times, that I lost my sight when I was 11. And it wasn't like before I lost my sight I was having the best of experience as a child. As a child that is growing up, I didn't get it good. We are living in one-room apartments. So that particular year, how we started, it's not that things have been good for me before this time, but let me just say that this time is a background to my story. So in 2004, yes, 2004. So that particular day I was just sleeping and I woke up. I woke up to pee. I noticed that unusually our door room was opened, and I met my mom. She was just sitting down on the bed, and I asked her, where is my dad? When I asked my mom now said to me that, Esther, the police officials just came into our room, that they even broke the door. They didn't knock, they kicked on the door, and they arrested my dad. And my mom was even just still telling them that they should allow my dad wear something. And unfortunately they took my dad away on boxers. It was just on boxers, and they took him away. And my mom and the rest of the family, then we just started to hear about phones. My dad owned a phone then. He just got a phone. So as a smart kid, I'm a very smart kid, I took the phone, dialed his brother's number, and I passed the information to him that my dad had just been arrested, and that's why my dad was taken away. And my mom had to leave home because they brought him. When one very sad part I remember was the day that I had to take food to my dad, and my dad is the apple of my eyes. Guys, I love my dad so much. So my mom had to, she had to be strong. She was she's a hairstylist anyways, so she was in shop that day. She was making hair for some customers, and she called me and told me to go get food for my dad. I went and bought the food, like 5 wraps of amala, bought meat. I took to my dad, and when I got to the station, they already recognized me. Like they recognized me at the station. So when I got there, they called my dad. They brought him out, and I gave him the amala. And immediately I saw my dad. He was unwrapping the amala, and I just started to cry. Like, that was my dad, a free man. He was now being locked up in one dark room. So we had to get him a candle and mosquito coils, because he was telling us how mosquito dealt with him overnight. So we got him candle and mosquito coils, so that and my dad was unwrapping the amala, and I could see at this time. That was before I got blind. my dad unwrapped the amala. I was looking at my dad and I was crying. I was crying. And my dad looked at me and he said, Esther, why are you crying? And the police officials that were there, they were trying to calm me down. They told me not to cry. And guys, my dad took a morsel of the amala and put in his mouth, and guess what happened? His tears dropped in the soup. The soup that I brought to him, his tears rolled and dropped in the soup. And this made me really cry. I cried, guys. So, I left crying. Everybody assured me that everything was going to be fine. So I left there, went back home, and the following day, my mom, me, and the rest of my siblings, we went to the police station to check on my dad, and we got the information that my dad had been taken to Panti here in Yaba. And I'm telling you that I didn't set my eyes on my dad for the next 1 month. My mom was the only one who was coming to check on my dad and his family members. We didn't see my dad because obviously they couldn't bring us. We were kids. I was just 11 at that time. So my dad, so I got home. Okay, so I'm just trying not to be emotional. I'm just trying to be not to be emotional. So my dad was taken and he was released a month later. I'm just trying to shorten the whole story. He was released about a month later. He told us a very sad experience he got in the prison. Tell me why my dad was arrested. He was working with someone and he resigned. He gave a quick notice that he won't be coming. So it was a 2 weeks notice, and unfortunately his boss got robbed. His boss's daughter that just arrived from the UK got robbed, and they asked his boss to mention his suspects, and guess what? He mentioned my dad, and that was why my dad got arrested. And my mom was always going to his house to beg him, to plead with him. Everybody, even when the other people were released, it was like, no, my dad must remain there. Well, to God be the glory. So my dad was released in, let's say, March, and in, let's say, around April, I felt ill. It started like headache for me. It was a very serious kind of headache like that, and before we knew it, it progressed into more serious symptoms. And this particular day, to just make the story not so long, I fell down and I was taken to the hospital, and I was in the hospital and I saw Rishi. They were just giving me injections, all manner of things, all manner of drugs, prescriptions and everything. That as I almost lost my limbs. Thanks be to God. So guys, that was how my journey started, because right in the hospital I got blind. And I remember the day I was asking my mom, when will NEPA restore power? And my mom said, Esther, there is light. And I said, no, why? How can there be light? I've not seen anything. The world was just dark. And my mom said, Esther, there is light. And before I knew it, my mom rushed to call the doctor, and the doctor came and they was doing all those, how many fingers can you see? All those things. And yes, I went completely blind. That same night, I was referred to Marseille. I was taken to the hospital. So that part of my life, it wasn't, I didn't just think that, okay, as a child I was just growing, so I didn't really have enough time to think about it. For me, I was shy, I was flexing. You know, the people will tell me that don't worry, you received your sight. And I believed. Yes, I believe. Yes, guys, I believed. So from there I had to go to a special school for the blind. That's partially school where I learned to use braille, um type and use laptop and rest. So I finished from partially, I moved to Queen's College. And guys, trust me, I had the most bitter part of my life after I lost my sight. And for all that, I just felt that I was very unlucky. God doesn't love me. And I think I started to feel that way when I was already about 20, because too many bad things happened to me. Like, I lost my sight. I'm a very hardworking person. I try to put my best into everything that I'm doing. You know, just for all that to happen to me. And when I was in Queen's College, how to be plaiting hair for people, because I can make hair. I inherited that from my mom. I will have to make hair for people to survive. No one knew that anyway, because everybody saw that I was doing good. I would, when I started going to Queen's College, guys, I didn't go with provisions. I just went with body cream. I didn't have beverage and everything. Every other person would come to the dining with Milo, with beverage, enjoy themselves. I had nothing. And when I finished from Queen's College, I finished at 23. After I lost my sight, I had to stay home for I had to stay at home for some time before we realized that I could go to school. So I went to Queen's College. I went to Pacheli, then to Queen's College. So, you know, I already wasted enough time. By the time I went to Queen's College, I think in GS1 I was almost 18, and by the time I finished in SS3, I was 23, when the rest of my mates had moved on to bigger things. Do you understand? Like, at 23, I was still writing WAEC, and you know, all of that. Okay, before I just felt very unlucky. I just felt that my life is not just good enough. Like, my life was not just good enough for the longest of time. Like, I went through so much. I must have shared my experience going from one church to another. Very terrible experiences I saw from spiritual healers, you know. And after I finished from secondary school, I got admission immediately to Delta State University, but for some personal reasons I had to stay at home. And I had to stay at home like for a whole year. Imagine a 23-year-old. I had to stay at home again. I was getting depressed, and that was when I learned to swim, because I just wanted a way out of depression. I learned to swim. I started to play it. I started to learn to play saxophone, and you know, I just wanted to feel like a normal human being. And every other person will go out in the morning, return at night, and blind me will just remain indoor all day. I would just remain indoor. I didn't have a normal life, and I don't think anyone prays like me in our house. And things didn't just go well for me. Guess what happened to my saxophone? It was stolen. I started businesses. I tried to, then okay, then 1 year later I was at home. And apart from learning saxophone and swimming, another way I got out of depression was always taking sleeping drugs, like drugs to make me sleep. I would just finish the entire bottle and sleep all day. And when I eventually got to Unilag, Guys, I got to Unilag. He's one of the best things that happened to me anyways. So I got to Unilag. I started businesses because I just want, so I don't like to depend on people, and that's what I found myself doing, depending on my family for survival. In 100 level, I started selling groundnuts. I sold boiled groundnuts. In 200 level, I sold fried groundnuts. I sold eggs, raw and boiled. 300 level, I included honey. I started to sell honey in the hostel. All this for survival. I just needed to survive. Like every other person would just call home, hello, and that we need this in school, and they get it. But for me, that was not the case. I need to like work hard. I need to do something to survive all the time. I am in 400 level now. I saw a lot of things. Like I just feel that I just feel very unlucky. You know, since childhood I've been struggling. I've never had it so good until now. You know, and when the rest of my siblings decided to do something good in life, decide to like, because they can work, they get jobs, they work, they can afford so many things for themselves, and I still have to struggle so much before I get these things. It makes me like that. I just, at some point I just like to say, okay, maybe some of us just have bad luck. That was what I concluded. I just thought, okay, maybe I have bad luck. Like I just, too much experience for me, too much things that I've been through. My poultry business, I had to come to school. I was in school and I employed someone to manage the business, and he was stealing the chickens and selling them. And what happened? I spent hundreds of thousands on the business, and I did not even get 10,000 naira. I did not get 10,000 naira. I started another business, and what happened? The same person, this person, I told her to, you know, the person she messed me up. Too much stories. The person messed me up again, and I just concluded I'm very, very unlucky. You know, 2020, I came across this song by Aprillaughtv. I'm going to be singing this song because it's my friend. I feel so excited whenever I hear this song, whenever I want to sing it. And it says, Ọlọ́run tó dá mi wáyé ó ní orúkọ mi àmútọ̀runwá. Ẹlẹ́dàá tó dá mi lénìyàn ó sọ mí lórúkọ àkọ́kọ́. Èmi ológo aláyẹmọ́ ire, mo wáyé wá fògo Ọlọ́run wọn. Àìsíkí ire sábàbí ìdùnnú lèmi ènìyàn. I'm telling you guys, that song changed my life. It changed my life. When I just said to myself that if that was the devil whispering to me that I have bad luck, I actually do not have bad luck. Then I started to look at the good things of my life. Actually, I'm a very intelligent human being. I do not read. I only read a day to exams. Trust me, if you see me read, it's because I have a test or exam, and I will still pass. I will still pass. Like, that's one good thing to be happy for. But I didn't see it because I was so overwhelmed by all the bad things that surround me for many years. Like, all the bad things that I've seen, all the looking down on. Yes, so many times so many people look down on me. They don't expect any good thing from me. You know, I you know that things occur to me. And in my house, I have the best education. Yes, the best education. I give glory to God for that. And yeah, my siblings are doing good as well. But You know, I didn't just see all this. I didn't just see that. All I saw around me was bad luck. For many years, I just saw the bad luck. And trust me, guys, because of all this experience I had in the past, I'm telling you that I so much believe in myself because I am groomed. I am groomed. I do so many things. I was telling someone last year that you see me, there is hardly something I do that I do not succeed at. When I came to uni, like in 100 level, I said to myself that I was going to build a house. And I was going to build a house before I graduate. I didn't build the house. I didn't, but God blessed me with 2 landed properties before I got to 400 level. So I didn't see all of this. Trust me, I always don't see all of this because I was just so overclouded by what will I be the one to go blind? What will I be the one to go through terrible times? Like this blindness it has done a lot of harm to me, but yes, it has done a lot of good to me as well. And I'm telling you that it was because I went blind. That's why I didn't go to public school. Like that was why, like that's why I had the opportunity to actually go to Queen's College. And I don't know how I won't be explaining all of that, but we saw it as the only thing that I could do, as because I'm a very crafty person. I can do handwork, I can make hair, make bags, make a lot of things, I can cook. But because I went blind, I just saw education like one thing that I just have to get. So I would say courtesy of blindness, that is why I am where I am today, for so many reasons. And yeah, you know, I apart from apart from, let's see, I'm intelligent, I'm beautiful as well, guys. That's what I'm beautiful, whether you see it or not, I'm beautiful, and I have a good destiny. I believe in myself. I believe that I'm destined for greatness. I believe that I have so many good things to achieve, and I don't see all of the bad luck anymore. Yeah, I don't see the bad luck anymore. No, I do not have bad luck. It was just the devil whispering to me for many years. And do I still get emotional when I remember everything I've been through? All the time that I was at home, every other person would go to school and I'll wait for them to come back. Yes, I still feel emotional. But look at it today. Look at it. No, I look at it today. So, you know, everybody has a dark moment. You must have gone through terrible times, terrible moments. But trust me, there is something you're not seeing. There is God's greatness that you're not seeing. We just allowed like a very bad time to overtake. Is what you allow that what you give room to, what you give that space to, that actually manifests. When I was so bitter about the bad luck that I thought was all over me, honestly, I think I was getting plenty of the bad luck. Right now, do I still face bad times? Yes. In fact, as I speak, I'm facing a very, very big dark time, but I am going to overcome. I'm going to overcome. I am destined for greatness. I believe in myself. Christ in me, the hope of glory. This statement has held me for many years. Christ in me, the hope of glory. And I know that the Lord has decorated my life with His glory. And if I tell you with His glory, you know how big the glory of God is. Oh, Toby God! The glory of God is so mighty, and that's what He has decorated my life with. So no more bad luck, no more negativity, no more sorrow, no more pain. It's all joy now. It's all joy. You know, I'm not angry with God anymore. I remember when I used to say to my friends that, okay, they said that God will just do something so that the glory of God upon our life, that He wants to show His glory. I would say, why did He choose me? Why did He choose me to show His glory? So because He wants to show His own glory, and He now made me blind so that His glory will be seen. I used to be very angry with God, but you know, Ola more cocoa. There's nothing we can do about it. There is absolutely nothing we can do about it. So, you know, when all these things hit you, you still run back to the same God. So guys, enjoyed this video. So kindly click on the notification bell so whenever I upload a video, you'll be first to see it. And kindly share and make good comments on my video. Thank you guys. I love you. Happy Sunday. Bye.